Welcome back to Fatherhood Secrets, a community where we get to build and connect. And today I'm super excited to share with you 3 secrets, 3 tips, things that I wish I'd known before my oldest son turned 5 years old. Those are the moments that you get to pour into your kid. Now let's jump into secret number 1. In secret number 1, if I had to do it all over again, I wish I would cherish the small moments, the insignificant moments, instead of the huge big events, the birthday parties and all that sort of stuff. I wish I'd taken the time to really pour into just laying on the floor and reading with my son, or laying on the floor and building with Legos, or just taking the time to sing to him. The little moments is where the connections are made. And in those little moments, you get to spend authentic or organic time with your kids. Now, people were telling me when my first son was born, people were telling me it flies by so quick, it goes by so fast, you'll barely remember those years. And I didn't think it was true, but guess what, it is. And if I had to go back in time, I would spend more time in the little moments, feeding him in his high chair, sitting at the dinner table, having conversations with my wife, instead of always planning and always focusing on the big moments, the big events, living for the weekend. Now listen, if this is the first time you are here, welcome to Fatherhood Secrets. We are a community of dads that are on fire to take the family back. Now listen, join my community at community.fatherhoodfield.com, where we connect on a daily basis. We release weekly videos that go in more detail and more depth outside of this YouTube channel. And we have monthly calls, monthly accountability calls, where we get to connect as fathers and hold each other accountable to our families. Now let's jump into secret number 2. In secret number 2, I wish I was more patient. See, as a dad, as a new dad, my patience would wear thin. I mean, I would spend all day, every day, essentially saving his life, and he'd get mad at me for it, and I would project that emotion of losing control and not remaining calm, and I'd tag my wife in, and my wife would go in, and guess what? She would lose her mind too, and then we were kind of lost. We were projecting that. I was projecting it to her, and she was receiving that perception, and then her emotions were wild, and it was really tough. I wish I was able to control my emotions better and just remain patient in those times, because when he's exploring and he's just running around doing his own thing and getting into things, he's just learning and adapting. And I couldn't handle it. And I wish I was more patient in those moments. And the last secret is, I wish I didn't try to be a perfect dad. See, I grew up without a father in the home. My dad was a deadbeat, so I was overcompensating for not having a father in the home. Everything had to be perfect. The routines had to be perfect. Bedtime had to be strict. Dinner time had to be strict. Every routine, brushing teeth, everything had to be perfect. And in those moments, I would lay at night thinking, I can't control anything, and I had a real disadvantage in my mind because I felt like I couldn't control the outcome. But guess what? My son didn't need a perfect dad. I was there. I was with him. He needed me flawed. That's who he needed. That's how I build connection with him. Being okay to fail and being okay to make mistakes and not scold them for it. Because guess what? As kids, they're trying to figure it out too. And if you have to be perfect, they're gonna try to be perfect, and guess what? We're not perfect. So be prepared to live in those little moments. Try to remain patient with your young kids, and being flawed is okay. Fatherhood Secrets. Cheers.